You're ticking the boxes, isn't it? But yeah, how about the criticism facing you now that you're a young man, you're in Parliament?
Yes.
We should be encouraging others to also go venture into other, parts of the economy and not necessarily place their hopes on luck or chances. Are you not encouraging?
I think it's important for you to get that the bet tax was never a tax meant to discourage bettors, and there's no data to support that. Governments really had run out of cash, and they just wanted to tax everything. If we had allowed this NPP, the NPP government to continue, probably even sitting here, they would have started taxing us. So they had run out of tax. So they initially implemented the DDEP, which they taxed everything, decided to, even our savings, government decided to lock it, take part of our savings. And so they decided to tax bet winnings, not necessarily because there was any scientific data or research that proved that by taxing bets, you were reducing or you were discouraging young people from venturing into betting. Young people who ventured into betting, for many of them, it was a way of betting or taking a risk for survival, because many of them were unemployed. Many of them had no chance of survival.
The question is it not an exchange for
it is
what
not an exchange. So that I'm telling you that it's not an exchange because it was not necessarily a tax that reduced or discouraged young people from venturing into betting. And there is no data to prove that when the NPP implemented that tax, the number of young people who were engaged in the business of betting had reduced. If anything, maybe it increased. We still hear many stories of young people who lost their monies to Aviator and all of these other gambles and gambling and betting. Now, that tax, that explanation that it was going to discourage young people was just part of the afterthought of the government. President Mahama has said that let us scrap the tax on bet winnings. When you scrap the tax, what are the other alternative means by which government can employ young people? Many other policies. I'm sure we will get into some of them. Indeed. But again, if indeed, and I have always asked this question, even my colleagues from the NPP are not able to answer. I asked them, if indeed the 10% betting tax was meant to discourage young people from betting, why then did the introducers, the initiators of the tax, the bet on tax, the tax on betting themselves also proposed in their manifesto in 2024 to scrap it? Why did Dr. Bawumia also promise to remove the 10% betting tax? Why? Has it gotten to a point where he now realized that it was time to encourage young people to go into betting? No. It was just a nuisance tax. It was just a way a lazy way of thinking that let us tax everything that is available to us. Emissions, we were taxing, e-levy, bet, and any other thing that was taxable, they decided to place